Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Jalen Powers and I am a self-taught artist. Now, one of the main things that people say whenever you ask them, can they draw? They might say, oh, I don't know how to draw, but I can draw stick figures. So stick figures is what people are familiar with. Most people will just kind of draw this little guy right here. But I'm going to show you how to take this guy, or a version of this kind of stick figure drawing here, and actually translate it into drawing more realistic dynamic poses. Let's get right into it. So we're going to draw a pose, but we're going to simplify it into just some basic lines, and these lines are called gesture lines, and you'll start to see that they are very similar to stick figures. And these lines are just capturing the movement of the pose. Now this is going to be someone kind of lunging, kind of jumping in the air. So just throw the legs in right there. And this doesn't have to be super detailed or anything like that. This is just capturing the flow of the pose. Alright, so we have a gesture here. You can see someone's kind of, maybe add some speed lines in that so you can see they're headed down towards the ground here. So let's modify this. Grab my trusty red pencil here. So what are we actually seeing in this pose? We have this pose here and we see the momentum of it, but there's a few things that we can modify. So let's draw with the red pencil here. And the spine, when you're doing gesture drawings like this, the spine captures something called the line of action. So this line of action goes right through the spine here. And so you can really exaggerate it to show this is the way that the body is going. This is the momentum of this drawing. All right, so we have the line of action. And what I'll start doing is we can start to add in more mass of the body. So we have the head, we have the chest cavity here, and then we have the pelvis. And these three masses right here make up most of the body. You have the head, the torso here, and then the pelvis. And you can kind of put that together so that way you can see head, torso, pelvis. And we can just start to add these joints here. So we have the shoulders, and you can add hip joints if you'd like. You don't have to, but it's a nice thought. And now, all right, so we got a hand right here, and let's see. You can already see this is looking a lot more like a person. It has a lot more form to this pose. There's another joint right here. The elbows are joints as well. So we're just adding these circles to show where our joints are going to be at. Right? All right. So cool. So already, just from a stick figure, we've created a pretty decent pose just by updating a few things. So we went from a basic stick figure to now we have a pose with some momentum. If you want to level up your poses even faster, I put together a dynamic pose cheat sheet. This PDF breaks the process down step by step. I'll leave the link in the description below. What we're going to do is we're going to add more shape onto these lines that make up this stick figure. We're going to add more shapes to it, and these shapes put together are going to create form. So let me show you how to do that. And from here we're just going to add these shapes here, these basic shapes. And remember the head, torso, and pelvis. All right, and that line of action is still going to be there. And have one circle for the shoulder, another one for the shoulder, for the other shoulder. And for the arms, we're going to use cylinders. All right. And some more cylinders. And that's just for the meaty parts of the arm, like the bicep, tricep, and the forearm area here. So, all right. And same for the legs as well. I'm going to do circles for the joints, same way we did with the shoulders here. And another circle for the joint right there for that knee. And then for the legs, we're just going to do cylinders. See that? Cylinders, cylinders, cylinders. And same for the calves here. Another cylinder. All right, and then the feet right here. Cool. So now what I'll do is I'll take my Nick Pro 2.0 and we're just going to add on top of these forms here. Just add a little detail. Just to show you guys that if you can draw a stick figure, you can indeed draw a body. You can do that. All right. And we're just going to add some details here. Got the shoulder right there. Right. This shoulder's a little bit higher here. Maybe show some rotation in the body. All right. You can see we're just adding on top of these forms that we've already created. Right. There we go. And this is something I call simplify and then modify. So you want to make it as simple as possible for yourself, and then you can go through and modify it. So the simplest way to draw this body would be with stick figures and shapes. So then from there, we're going to go through and modify. All right. We got a palm right here. I don't really like that hand. Hand's a little muddy, guys. Not a fan. All right. Go at this one more time, It's the beautiful thing about erasers. You don't have to sit there with your mistake. Now, if you have ink and you're inking and you mess up, then you have to learn how to make it look like an accident. Okay, that's my best advice to you. Or make it look like it wasn't an accident. That's what I meant to say. It's gonna look like an accident if you don't change it. If you don't change it, it's gonna look like an accident. But you have to make it look like you did it on purpose. All right. And we'll just adding on to this body here. Right. There we go. And got the legs right here. Alright, and we're just adding on top of these forms here. And with that simple stick figure shape, we've gone through and created a whole body from it. Fairly easy, fairly simple, guys. And you don't want to overcomplicate it for yourself. Drawing in itself already has that kind of shadow of it's hard and it's difficult, confusing, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You can just simplify it and then modify it. And just like that, we have a decent pose just from some stick figures. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you want to know more about how to draw figures like this, click the link, and I'll leave a link down in the description so that way you can join the free art community. I have lessons, courses, tutorials, everything you need to get better at drawing figures or your own characters, whichever you'd like. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.